Hey everyone, I'm Bradford Goodrich, and for May 24, 2013, I'm asking the question, what is it about this Jesus? We've been going through the book of Genesis, chapter 1. It's a very good place to start. And we've made it through 2 verses. Genesis 1 told us about how everything began, that God created everything we know and see, and that it had a purpose. And then Genesis 1:2 points out that the earth was nothing, and just the fact that the earth was nothing shows that it was something that God was going to be working with, and that when the world didn't even exist, God was there. Basically telling us that God's with us here today, because if he was there when the world was nothing, well then now that there's something here, we can't just assume or even believe that God would abandon us. Well, Genesis 1:3 through verse 25 tell the story of creation week and what God was doing and when he did it on the 6 days of creation. Now, I'm not going to read those verses to you, but I encourage you to read through them and appreciate it on your own time. And it's really fascinating stuff, just going through the story. But what you'll notice is a theme occurring throughout each day of creation. It says that God saw what he did and said that it was good. So what does that tell us? Everything God does, everything he makes is good. It's pure, it's perfect, it's rated G. Nothing he does is bad. God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't cause suffering. God doesn't cause pain. So today when we experience tragedy and we get sick or someone dies, none of those things can be attributed to God, because everything God does is so pure. He's perfect. And so if everything is perfect that God makes, then where do all the bad things come from? And we're just beginning our study of God and looking at the general introduction in Genesis 1, according to the Bible. But the important thing to realize right now is who God is. That he's a creator, that he's with us today, and that everything he does is good. That means that what God did that was so perfect and pure in the past, that's what he's going to do today in the present and in your future. So whatever happens to you, whatever trial you go through, God isn't the reason for your pain and suffering. Because if he was, then he wouldn't be the God the Bible talks about. Bad things cannot be attributed to God's character. It's so pure. And that's something we'll be taking a look at in the weeks to come, understanding more about God and the role of evil in the world. But until then, I want to thank you for sticking with Finding Sudha for this first week. This is 4 episodes. You can go back if you haven't seen the others. Check them out. You can subscribe. You can check out the description. And you can tweet me at bfgoodrich. You can check out the blog, which I encourage you to do, findingsuda.tumblr.com. There was a written post for yesterday and for Tuesday, because written posts are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm rambling now. But I want to thank you for clicking and giving it a chance, and I hope you'll join us next week as we continue and wrap up Genesis 1. But yeah, I think that'll do it, you know. So